Today, I have Toronto's best makeup artist coming into the studio to teach me and to teach you all about glam hair and makeup. Rachel Renna. Rachel Renna, in my opinion, is the best Toronto makeup artist and hairstylist there is. She is hugely recognized celebrity makeup artist. She's been featured in Bazaar, Slice, BT, Breakfast Television, Cityline, E-Talk. She's unbelievable and a huge inspiration to me as a makeup artist. It's hard for me to be mind blown, impressed by an artist because of the experience that I have, and Rachel continues to do that. Her Instagram feed at Rachel Renna, I'm gonna pop it in the description box below and in the comment section, go check her out, is just so beautiful and inspiring. She's gonna be in the studio giving me a glam transformation. I don't know what she's doing, we didn't discuss it in advance. I'm gonna be wearing a dress by Le Chateau. She's gonna look at the dress, find a source of inspiration, and we are gonna do a whole look for you guys. You guys, she's here!
I'm here! And I brought my two cute little dogs. I lied, these are not my dogs, these are her dogs, and they ambushed me at the door and I needed to steal them and bring them to this video so we can share them with the world.
She's surprised that they've never been featured in the video.
We're like Kadash right now.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm here with Timmy.
Welcome to our video.
If you guys want more of my dogs in my video, let me know. I will do intros with them. I'm feeling inspired, Rachel. I'm feeling inspired by this.
Well, your hair looks amazing.
So Rachel did my hair when she came. We didn't film a tutorial on that for YouTube, but it's gonna be on our Instagrams. So if you guys wanna know how she did this bomb-ass heatless style, then check Glam Girl Gabby or at Rachel Renna. I'm gonna leave the links to our Instagram in the comment section below. So go over there if you wanna see how she did this.
It didn't take that long.
And no heat.
And no heat.
And I have, like, I literally have this much hair. Like, I have no hair. And like this, like what? Like what the hell?
Fab.
It's amazing.
And we're gonna do makeup next.
Here we go.
We're gonna start with skin prep.
Okay.
If this is a client relationship situation and I was sitting you down, I'd be like, what's on your skin right now?
Okay. So I exfoliated this morning, but I didn't put anything on my skin at all because I didn't want it to interfere with what you use.
Okay, thank you. But are you dry? What's your typical?
I am super oily.
Oily, okay, good.
I am like oily mess.
Central, okay. I'm going to use something that has some pore filling qualities to it. It's the YSL Touche Eclat Blur Perfector. It's similar to a lot of the other pressed dimethicone based pore filling products. It's just bougie. I know a lot of artists who depot their like Chanel containers of loose powder and they put RCMA inside. Just so that they could plop it on the table before they do makeup and be like,
I've done that before. I swear to God.
Right? Because you feel like you're getting judged as soon as you open your kit. And if you know anything about makeup, a lot of these products are actually being made and manufactured in similar places.
Yeah.
So it's just a rebrand. You're spending a lot more money on some comparable duped products that you can find in lesser, price points.
You guys, that's a really good tip that Rachel has because as makeup artists, we do feel judged by that all the time. I used to love L'Oreal True Match. I found that it was a beautiful, blendable, silky consistency. So I would always take it out of the bottles and rebottle them so that I wouldn't get judged for it.
Right. And one of my favorite drugstore foundations right now works for so many of my clients that I've had to spill the beans. And every time they leave and they're like, Rachel, what foundation did you use on my skin today? It looks amazing. It lasted 16 hours. Like I literally didn't have to touch it up. And I'm like, look at L'Oreal Infallible. I think we're gonna go in with a stick foundation first. I'm gonna do foundation, contour, highlight, the order that I would normally do a face.
Yeah, which one is that?
This was the Hourglass stick foundation. Have you ever used Hourglass?
No, but I heard that it's a really good one.
It is a really good formula. I really enjoy incorporating this into foundation. Like I might even add in a pump of what we were just talking about. I'm gonna be putting some of the L'Oreal Infallible on top because it's a really long wear formula. So I know this sets down well and then becomes pretty transfer proof. So
that's awesome.
But I'll get a little bit of extra coverage from the stick and I'm going to be laying it down probably in 2 tones.
Cool.
Some of the lighter parts of your face where we would highlight. This will help me from having to do too many layers of coverage.
So all of the products, guys, will be in the description box below if you want to know. Yeah, if you want to know what specific products were used, we will put together a full product list in the description box. Okay, so don't get stressed out if you're trying to frantically write things down.
Or if I'm talking too fast.
So let's spill the tea.
So I just did a little color correction, by the way. Spilling of the tea.
So Rachel's a celebrity makeup artist. So she does the makeup for,
I've been doing, I guess, the most widely known person that has been my clientele and my friend as well, because it's been 7 years long. And we did bring her to get her hair and makeup done at the royal wedding.
yes. Do you guys know who it is?
Jessica Mulroney. If you haven't guessed. I knew Meghan Markle when she was in Toronto doing Suits.
Yes.
They were best friends. They are best friends. And
Are they still best friends?
you're always best friends with your best friends.
But even when you become like a royal?
Of course.
I am so into royalty.
Wouldn't you still love your besties when you were a royal? Like,
yes,
no
but you
matter
would think
who
she
you
was like
marry.
caged in a box.
I hope, I'm gonna say I hope. You would think she's caged in a box. She's not an animal.
I know, but you become a royal and it's like your life is done, no?
I think you become a royal and everyone perceives your life to be done because you're off social media. And isn't that a sad thing?
That's very true.
Okay.
But then, so I heard that Harry, okay, I talk like I know them.
Mm-hmm.
I know from like People magazine. We know.
Don't listen to the tabloids. People! Oh my gosh, they lie about everything.
Well, apparently Harry got pissed because he said, like, you will not do to my wife what you did to my mother.
Well, think about where Diana was and what they did to her and all of the fan base she had, but also all the scrutiny she had for everything she did in life.
Totally.
He just wants the best for his wife.
Of course, and I like 100% support him. I love Meghan Markle and I love Prince Harry.
That's just like what the life is. You're seen under a microscope and you have to be really tough, and she's tough like nails.
Yeah.
So thank gosh, I think she came from a place where she already had a lot of attention to her because she was an actress, right?
Yeah, so she's used
so
to
I
it.
think she really had the leg up in terms of being able to understand that people were going to be focusing on her in that way, especially like now at an exponentially higher rate. And I think it's just tough because she became a mom so fast, and like there was a lot of things that come with that and a lot of emotional change. So I mean, good on her for being able to be like the woman she is and what she's involved with doing. I think she's really changing the game and like the royal perspective. I really love that she's there and she's like showing up and she's representing.
Yeah, me too.
But I'm sure it's a completely different life. It's not all the glamour. And
Oh, I would.
if I were to
choose
guess,
that
I
life.
think she still does her own makeup there, because like when I did her makeup, she knew what she liked and she could practically just have done it for me. She was just like, he's that here and he's that
Really?
here. Yeah, she was so down to earth though. She's such a California girl. I really love her nature. I'm using a velvet sponge. This one I opted for because it tends to give more coverage than a beauty blender, and I was using foundations that aren't like the fullest of coverage, so this gave me a little bit of a leg up in the coverage department. On top of the MAC Prep and Prime Light Boost that I just use as a concealer under your eyes, I'm going to use just a dense dome concealer brush, and I'm gonna press in a little bit of pressed powder under there too. This Dragon Beauty Highlight matte powder under here, because I really just want to make sure that before I lay down any kind of bake or powder to catch the fallout under your eyes, that it's not gonna have too much to stick to. Like, I don't want this to be so moist that the powder really dries it out. So I'll do a pressed powder before I do a loose powder. But the morning
Oh my God.
was eerily quiet. Like, it was so, like, you could feel the buzz, but I think everyone was just getting ready and they knew what was coming, and that the pressure, I guess, was on to make sure everything was super flawless, but also like fresh.
Yes.
Royal wedding flawless. You know, it wasn't supposed to be over the top, but it was supposed to be glam for TV and just to look like your best self.
Yes.
So we spent extra attention that morning, but it literally felt like within 10 minutes of her leaving the hotel room that we were there with her, it was like she met up with Meghan, and her kids, because they were in the bridal party, and was in the car and on the way to the church within like 15-20 minutes of me seeing her. So it was so unreal. It was surreal to be like, okay, bye, go enjoy. And then I was just like, oh my God, there she is, like on TV looking out the window.
Oh
like it was
God.
magical. She's technically in the impromptu like maid of honor spot. She walked up the stairs with Kate and Ivy. She was in that seat that Pippa was in during Kate's wedding, like the one directly beside her. She zhuzhed her veil. Like she had such an important role at that wedding. She was her right-hand woman.
Totally. And did she make new like headlines all over the world?
Crazy enough, we were in Britain, and the tabloids there were completely different than the tabloids in Canada, which were all super supportive because they were all like, yay, represent, Jessica's at the royal wedding. And they were watching all of like the amazing contributions that they were making, and I think they were headlining it differently because in Britain it was the opposite. What actually happened, there was a scandal.
What?
That's what I think. I'm most known for this one post that happened the night of the royal wedding. I took a picture. We did her look change. She came back to do the reception, like to go to the reception. It was an experience for the closer knit people, and it was supposed to be off the grid and really like very, not secret, but they didn't want it to be that kind of a party. It was supposed to be you be present, and that was what was important to them, to share the experience. Yeah. But what happened was I did her makeup look change, and I take pictures after every time I do someone's makeup. I was super excited. It was like a super golden, sparkly, glam, like what we're gonna do today kind of look. We can do that look. Let's do that look. Jessica's reception royal wedding look. Yes! Because she was wearing a high pony practically like this. Yes! So yeah, that's what we're gonna do. But anyways, I took a picture of that, and it's kind of my signature look anyways. I do a lot of those, but it had a lot of extra glow factor to it because we were able to amp it up. Of course. And I took a picture of her and Ben walking down the stairwell. I saw that picture. At the hotel that we were staying at. Yes. The next morning, they had speculated, or they had made it out to be, that Jessica snuck in the phone to the ceremony and was posting pictures, behind the scenes and without the knowledge of the royals. It was crazy. I felt so guilty the next day because it was just my picture getting circulated. It was in our hotel before they even got there.
Was she upset?
They made it out to be, they're like, her stylist, Jessica put up her stylist to taking a picture and put it and broadcasting it to the world, and it was really not at all what had happened. Oh my God, but there was no way to prove where that picture was taken. It was just in a stairwell at a hotel. It looked like it could have been anywhere. So I used the Fenty bronzer, by the way. Oh, nice. That was in caramel. Do you love it? I'm gonna use something different to contour your nose, but I do love it. But was there a lot of, I feel like, to be honest, we both went on high alert and we like blocked a lot. Like we just shut down for 2 days because we didn't want the attention to be on such a trivial, unsubstantial thing. Like if you feed into the tabloids, they will perpetuate it. For sure. We just went really quiet, and I think we were both kind of even bummed that it turned into that. Because like it was such a momentous, like celebratory experience, and then it turned into, at least an element turned into something so like shady. Sour. Yeah. That's what they do. They skew information and they use it as they will. And that's why you don't want to read those things. Some Marc Jacobs contour palette. This is cooler, so I'm gonna use this for your nose contour. Nice. So Rachel, we posted on Instagram, Ask Rachel Anything, and we have been getting some questions. So I'm gonna ask Rachel, let's see who sent this over. Hopefully you are watching. So Vanessa Cobb asked, what inspired you to become a makeup artist? Inspired, I was inspired by my mom. My mom was actually in the profession when I was growing up. She was also the type of woman that would like never leave the house without her face on. It's like my mom too. Yeah, so I think all of that exposure to like her doing her makeup every day really got me excited by the process, the transformative process. So it was early on. I started actually obsessed with hair I was a baby that like would pull and tug and just be obsessed with any men with mustaches or long hair.
Really?
And then it grew into like my girl cousins that had long hair. I would be at the cottage every weekend cornrowing everyone's head. Like they all would leave with their hair fully braided up. I got so proficient at
No way.
speed micro braids. I just loved it. It was a side gig for my mom. Like she was in weddings, but she had a full-time profession. She was amazing at it, and she had so many friends and family that had their makeup and hair done by her. I still get messages on my Instagram to this day of people sending me pictures from their wedding, being like, your mom did my wedding.
Oh, no way.
And now I want you to do my daughter's wedding.
Oh my God.
It was so sweet.
That's so sweet.
So she had me, and she said she had breastfeeding breaks in the car, so she went back to work super early, and that's what inspired me to be like ambitious. Because I had a baby less than 6 months ago.
You guys,
and I was back within 6 weeks doing makeup again. I felt like I had makeup withdrawals. Like I was sure that I was ready to go back. I just wasn't ready for like going back full throttle.
Yeah.
And that's what it just kind of became. And you know how it is. You did the same.
Yeah, I did the same with Kai. I just took 3 weeks off with him, and then I was back, and it was hard, but when you're a makeup artist like us, like it's your identity. And not having it makes you feel really weird. Like you feel really weird. It makes you almost feel depressed.
Yeah, you kind of lose a part of yourself. I used the Kylie Rose Pink for under the eye brightening, and I'm gonna do the Laura Mercier for the other parts of your face now, just to give it a little bit of a cut. I'm using your eyebrow powder.
Cool.
Because I want to set the pencil that I just used. It was the Anastasia soft brown one. Okay, so just priming with the Painterly. Oh no, this wasn't. This was laying low. Do you own laying low? It's more of a skin tone color, so it doesn't like blank it out. So it just creates an even base. On the other side, I use actual brown pencil. I used it at the beginning stages of the eye makeup look just to kind of map it out, and also to smudge out the crease area so that it can create the dark base and the shape.
Oh.
So I'll do the same thing on this side, going in with darker shadows. So I'll do your bottom waterline first. Listen, I'm using the cheapest eye pencil I own on your eyes right now, and I love it just because it has this smudge quality, but it also stays put in the inner waterline. This is an Essence brown pencil.
Oh, amazing.
So I used a warm shadow in your crease, something that's almost like on the burnt orange side of things.
Love it.
That's just smudging out the brown liner that I use as the base. This is a Jeffree Star Thirsty palette. So just a little deeper brown in the crease. This is like super simple in the color scheme, and I'm using pretty much the same blending brush that I was using at the beginning to blend the rest of the colors together. So if you're not one to have like 2,000 brushes, you can work with a smaller amount. Okay, so with my finger on the lid now, close your eyes. I'm gonna be tapping on some sparkle products.
Urban Decay.
Yeah.
It's my favorite one.
And then I'm gonna go in with a bronzy pigment first. This is called Plunge. And then we'll do Filthy Rich on top of it, which is more gold. I used a black to smoke out the lash line a little bit because I did do a gel liner first, and I'm gonna marry that into the eyeshadow a bit too, just to kind of fill in this hole here. We met 10 years ago. Was it 10? I don't know how many years ago. You have to tell me because you were on the project for longer than I was.
I was on it for years.
Yeah, I did makeup and hair with you. I don't even know if you might have even hired me. Like you might have found me for the show.
I did because, okay, this is how it happened. So we did this crazy talk show that was super messed up. Like there are no words to explain this show. It was an interesting, I learned a lot. I learned a lot. So
I don't know how you lasted that long. That's all I can say.
Paycheck.
True.
One word. Paycheck.
True.
So I was an assistant to a key who then got abruptly fired because this talk show host was a little bit extra. So then I became the key. And then I had a makeup artist with me who then left. And this makeup artist, Mary, recommended Rachel because Rachel's the best. So Rachel came in and was my assistant, not at all my assistant. We were equals. I just did the host,
Right.
who was crazy.
But we tag team all the guests
We did everything together.
in this little nook of a restaurant,
Yeah.
and they filmed downstairs in the basement.
Yeah.
And it was a talk show.
And for some crazy ass reason, this man who is quite wealthy got some big names in there. Like
Oh wow, yeah.
big names. There were like,
And I'm sure
big
when
time
they showed
celebrities.
up and they realized that they were going to be on the hot seat in the basement of a restaurant that was set up to be like a talk show with a huge audience, which really just had all the crew sitting in the audience as villains.
Yeah.
And they were probably like, what am I doing here?
There was one guy who literally looked at me in the green room and was like,
What is this for real?
what's happening? And I was like, I don't want to get fired.
I don't want to get fired. She said.
Literally, I'm like,
It's gonna be great.
I'm like powdering. I'm like,
Just get through
Get
it.
out there.
Just go do it and get out of here. If I were to choose of our glows, I've actually never used Smoky Storm, to be honest. I'm gonna use it today. That one's a new one in my kit. I have got all of them in my car, but this one's never like been opened, so it is now. I did miss one little step, and I can see it at the bottom. I had a bit of a shimmer on your lower lash line, right in the center under your iris here. Just to tie in what I had on top, a little bit of bling factor right here.
Oh,
It's gonna
cool.
make the blue pop on your eyes.
My natural color.
Your natural eye color being so stunningly blue.
I know, it's rare for Brazilians to have blue eyes.
Your eyes. I'm gonna do a setting spray now, just to re-moisten all the powdered parts. I have cork here in my hand. It was the first one I grabbed. I like brown lip liners in general, just to start the process.
Yes.
Hold on, I'm gonna overline, but more in like top and bottom versus the sides. Because if I overline here, I feel like it can sometimes skew like the upturn of a mouth. It can give a little bit more kind of a frown to it. Ooh, you're gonna be glowing going to the bus stop now. Dominique!
Right? Isn't it nice?
Wow,
I know.
this is exceptional.
It's beautiful.
Holy macaroni.
I know.
Really impressive.
Rachel, thank you so much for coming and for traveling all this way, being a part of my show. Honestly, it's such an honor to have you.
It's my pleasure making a mess of your space. It's so beautiful here.
my
I'm
God.
so excited to have been able to make my YouTube debut.
This was it, guys.
On this channel.
You saw it here first.
And
I
the
love
hair.
it.
The glam updo. I can't wait to see this all put together. You're gonna have to like maybe send me some pictures later.
I will. If you guys want to know more about Rachel, definitely follow her at Rachel Renna on Instagram. If you want to book her, click on her
You can't, I'm too busy. But
Thank you guys so much for watching. If you haven't done so yet, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Hang out with me every single week. And then maybe, if you like this enough, we can drag Rachel back.
and do it again.
Bye. I'll see you next week.